Do you miss DVD commentary tracks? Well, fear not, because I've tried the most scorned critic in all of YouTube. I'm here to give you commentary tracks for the movies we love, and sometimes those we love to hate. Tonight, got a pretty good one for you from 1984, Beverly Hills Cop, starring the one and only Eddie Murphy. Actually, isn't everybody the one and only, I guess, unless you have an identical twin. But before we get into it, I want to give a quick mention to my buddies over at CalderaLab.com, makers of the finest skincare for real men. They just sent me their latest, the Face SPF. Use my promo code FRY15 to save 15% at checkout. All right, I've got an ABC root beer here. Let's go ahead and ASMR this up over here. What'd you say? Oh yeah, I think you heard that snap just a little bit. Oh yeah, this is the good stuff. I've also gotten the air popped popcorn with the pink Himalayan salt, a little bit of Reese's Pieces, a little bit of real butter and artificial butter. And we are queued up at 000. Actually, you know what? Paramount Plus doesn't really seem to have zeros here. But yeah, we're on a black screen on Paramount Plus. If you'd like to watch Beverly Hills Cop alongside listening to this commentary, go ahead and hit play now. Ah, yeah, the trusty Paramount. Yeah. Okay, well, this one, it kind of fades to the more classic blue screen. But, you know, I never find that any of these improve. Like, the MGM line, I swear, has changed every couple of months in the last few years. Worth noting that this is a Jerry Bruckheimer, Don Simpson production. And it plays to a sort of playbook that they have. We got to kick off with a little bit of music montage. But it is important in the 80s movie concept, like for this, to give you these songs that are going to be hits at the time. And now, if you tried to make a movie with the same formula, you would probably be upset because of the lack of quality music produced today. And you can see here, we're going to get a juxtaposition between this opening montage and the amazing locale of Beverly Hills, which I think this movie put Beverly Hills on the map. John Ashton, Paul Reiser, small role for Paul Reiser. Got me some popcorn here. Now, this is kind of like common folk here. I mean, they're not looking around doing anything other than just second unit B-roll. Go to the streets. What are people doing in Detroit? Has it changed much? Oh, everybody's got a smartphone now, but otherwise, I would kind of think a lot of this looks similar. You know, okay, Ramsey Bar there. Maybe somebody else went out of business after they repainted it, right? I kind of figured we'd get into this because of Netflix making a Beverly Hills Cop 4. I saw a recent poll on Bing saying which of these 80s movies has a third film coming out. And it mentioned Top Gun was the answer. I just said Beverly Hills Cop was one of them because people don't remember there being a third Beverly Hills Cop. If this is a hit commentary, I will get into 3. I'll probably do 2 at least, but I think that most of the love for Beverly Hills Cop, it is entirely tied to Eddie Murphy. And there's all kinds of weird rumors of sorts that it maybe was a Stallone vehicle, that he co-wrote it or didn't. I'm not really sure. I've heard conflicting things going either direction. But it is, in a way, like Top Gun is very much the Tom Cruise vehicle. I don't think that the third film could really work if the plan is to kill off Maverick so that you have to like Rooster and Hangman, because it kind of mentioned just 2 other guys coming back. You know, Phoenix not so much, right? Jennifer Connelly, Maybe we're still in talks. That's the way Paramount wants to go with some of this stuff. It's like, hey, Tom Cruise, you can come on for some franchise work. It's shocking that Paramount isn't behind a Beverly Hills Cop 4. And there was a short-lived TV show, which I ignored, and everybody seems to have forgot happened. I guess passing somebody off other than Eddie Murphy as Axel Foley. It's a similar sort of thing. If anybody is playing Luke Skywalker that isn't Mark Hamill, should probably get back to Beverly Hills Cop over here. Oh, we're busted. There is a reveal element to this. If you had not seen the trailer, maybe TV spots could have given this away too, that Axel Foley is a cop. He is somewhat undercover. He's trying to sell some cigarettes illegally. Check that out. Officer Spangler. Officer Spangler. What a weird last name for a 1984 movie. Is this to suggest or be some kind of dig at Ghostbusters? Which it might surprise you. Beverly Hills Cop outgrows Ghostbusters. By the metric of the day, in a lot of ways, people were just looking at North American box office. Kind of like how we say the number one movie in the country this weekend, the number one song. We always go by the U.S. number one on the Billboard. We don't really look at a global chart for that. I think now we are being told to respect the global take on the films, how much they made globally on the weekend, or, you know, pre-sell even, like, oh, hey, you got to get your tickets in advance for this Avengers stuff, right? And they like to talk that up. Globally, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom outgrossed Beverly Hills Cop, but domestically, Beverly Hills Cop was the number one movie of 1984. Underappreciated car chase here. Never really gets brought up. People don't even seem to recall there being a car chase in Beverly Hills Cop. But yeah, we got a stunt double here for Eddie Murphy. Decent slow motion with the carnage. We got the old police cars here. And they're heavy. And this truck is barreling through. I think the only way you can kind of get this action on these chunky Detroit shit boxes of the day would just have them be something like a body in white. Like maybe it's painted, but you remove the transmission, you remove the engine, because you're going to see this semi, which it can't have that much juice. It's just a simple, what is it, GMC cab over, not unlike Optimus Prime. It is going to shove a car so hard. Now, weird moment here. I have no idea why this bus needed to do a 180, but it looks cool, doesn't it? Here, watch this car. Boom, into the tree, then into the, I think, telephone pole. Just wow. And now the weird part is people are like, oh yeah, there's a car chase in the trailer for Beverly Hills Cop 4. All I saw was a truck go by and knock a door off a car. That's all I saw. And we're talking that up as a big chase. Man, I miss police caps. Those hats they used to have. Friendly officer stuff. Uniform now, everybody looks like they're in like proto SWAT team. You got a bunch of roided out cops with, the full vest thing going. I think back then it was more about having the bulletproof vest under your shirt. And then you could kind of do this thing in the movie. It's like, oh no, they shot Mickey. Oh, it's okay. He's wearing his vest. You know, they open the shirt up to reveal the vest. And then the guy's okay. A little bit of Looney Tunes physics behind it. Here we go. Foley, it's just you. We will get a pretty good soundtrack here. We've got Pointer Sisters with the Neutron Dance. I think we have a couple of songs by Shaka Khan, maybe, or I'm going to have, maybe it's Patti LaBelle. Maybe there's a Shaka Khan, but I think there's a couple of Patti LaBelle songs. We've got Vanity 6. Here's Paul Reiser, and he is very much Burke. Oh, yeah, okay, I kept an apple in my locker, or my drawer, right, sure. Paul Reiser, sort of a company go-between man here, like Burke in Aliens. Yeah, I realize this is actually my third time trying to record a Beverly Hills Cop commentary track. First one got me suspended. Lots of issues. Actually, that might have been the second time. The first time, I think the guy I was trying to do this with fell asleep. Inspector Todd, right? Is it Inspector Todd or Chief Todd? I think this guy's not actually an actor. If I recall correctly, he actually, they wanted somebody who could chew Murphy out like a superior officer. I love this part right here. And don't you want to hear my side of the story? Let's hear your side of the story. And I like this line from Reiser coming here. What's taking you so long to get into this locker, Reiser? Todd, not a strong actor, returns for Beverly Hills Cop 3 and is actually even worse of an actor. But like I said, sometimes you get a non-actor. Oh, this is not my locker. I mean, there are strengths and weaknesses to having non-actors. There are some films that entirely cast non-actors. And if you can cloak it in an accent, foreign language, and then just have everybody read the subtitles, you'll think it's high art. My first time watching this on VHS, because this was a movie that really got the rounds on cable, probably like USA, TBS, one of the two, whatever. First time watching this on VHS, I think it was summer of 2000. I was traveling with my grandparents to Mississippi for my cousin's high school graduation. And we had the TV rigged up in the car, little CRT with a VHS. And one of the movies that I had on VHS that I think we recently acquired, someone dropped off at like the local library where my mom worked. And it was kind of like, well, we can't put them on the shelf because it was like we didn't buy them through the system or whatever. So here, you can take them home. One of such was Beverly Hills Cop with that silver box. I think it was a silver box or a white box, but I think it was like Paramount at a time when they were trying to make their VHS tapes more marketed to the public, would put them in like a silver box and then put like the poster artwork on it. I was kind of taken back by the amount of cursing. Because when you watch something and you only know the cable version, the basic cable version, it kind of comes as a shock to see the real movie. Basic cable version had a lot less of the dancers at the club, too. We'll get to that. All right, now this is Mikey. I think something of a character actor. He shows up here and there and a few other places. I think maybe most notable starring role might be in Extremities, opposite Farrah Fawcett. Look at this. I remember how we used to be thieves as kids, whatever. Even though Eddie Murphy's like in his like early 20s here or whatever. Yeah, I got all these bearer bonds. Why did I bring them to you? I am looking for trouble. I don't think you get bearer bonds as a MacGuffin sort of thing in a movie or anything that someone's plotting to steal anymore. And maybe it kind of jumped the shark with Die Hard. Yeah, we got the bearer bond. So do we need to explain that to the audience? Do they care? Can we just go with gold? Yeah, I got this stuff and I drove all the way to Detroit to, kind of show off with my buddy here. Not like we're going to cut a music video and I have to like fan out my hundreds. Eddie Murphy's laugh. Is that genuine or not? Because if you're acting, you can't really reproduce your genuine laugh, can you? I mean, you could die trying, right? Look at this dude. He is like on a bender, stole a lot of something, took it to a cop. So many things are fishy about this. It's like he's having his last meal. I think I think Eddie Murphy's done something with his teeth. Have his teeth gotten bigger, or filled a gap in there, something like that? Because I don't think Eddie Murphy's ever like drawn as like having the gap, like Michael Strahan. Here, now we have to establish that, man, I love you, man. You're like a brother to me. Even though we have different skin color, man. There you go. This is entirely to set up motivation for Axel Foley. Oh, man, you kill my best bud? It's on. Now, keep an eye out to the extreme corners of the left of the frame here. How do they not know that these guys are here, especially behind them like this? Hey, you go in. I'm going to go in through this door, so I'm in this part of the hallway. You go over here, and we're all going to wait. Conk Axel on the head, and he is out of commission. Is it that easy? You're going to whack a guy in the hallway of an apartment in Detroit. Would you go ahead and whack the other guy? You got unconscious on the ground, right? It's almost like in Star Wars, where it's like, why didn't we just go ahead and shoot another photon blast at the droids? Hey, it's an empty escape shuttle. Must have been some kind of malfunction, whatever, but the droids are in there. If only they'd hit him, right? Well, if only you'd shot Axel Foley while he was knocked unconscious. Jonathan Banks, guys. You probably know him from Breaking Bad. I think he may be on the Better Call Saul. I think he lied dormant. Like this was not like a launching pad for him, to stardom of sorts. But I think of him, he is a voice of Commissioner Gordon, Batman Arkham Knight. No, Batman Arkham City. Is it Arkham City? Arkham Knight, right? Yeah, Arkham Knight's the last in that trilogy without the origin story. City's in the middle. City's the best one. More of Todd here telling Axel, you better go get that checked out. You better stay out of this. There are tone shifts in this movie that I don't think you really get in the rest of the franchise. Maybe to some extent it's because it has a serious look about it. It has a gritty, film grain heavy look at times. Now, as presented here on Paramount Plus, I think the movie looks a little off in some way. Like, it is not being touted as a 4K restoration or any of that sort of stuff. Presented in HDR, none of that. but it looks like AI might have assisted in cleaning up the image some. It is a little tricky to say. Yeah, they weren't worried about your worthless ass. You be dead. You know, trying to do a little bit of lampshade hanging, explain to the audience, well, how come they didn't just go ahead and kill me? Always have to tell the protagonist, stay out of the case. And look at that bouquet. Is it, yeah, bokeh? I extensively looked up how to correctly pronounce that and learned every other way also. You get a lot of that bokeh effect in 48 Hours when they're kind of chewing each other out in the street. I don't see it these days in movies. You can get shallow focus, but not like that. Car behind him, I think, might be an Excalibur. Arnold Schwarzenegger had one. It's a shitbox. Beverly Hills. Is that the official sign for going into Beverly Hills? Which I don't know. Is it a town or a neighborhood more so? I'm almost imagining something like a West Coast version of where I live, where it's like a suburb. Everybody works in Wichita, in my town, but you live in my town. In a similar way, maybe everybody works in LA, but they live in Beverly Hills. Look at that. Girls wearing skirts. Rolls Royce of Beverly Hills may probably have the same building or a better one now. Everyone's got a nice car. Look at all the blonde white girls. Everybody's friendly. Or, you know, kind of like, what am I doing here? Let's just pull up to a hotel. I don't think land is that exclusive for you to not have parking lot or, you know, a little more space away from the main road, but yeah, that's my bag in the front seat. I don't know how long I'm going to be out in Beverly Hills, but I can bring like a satchel, almost a sling. What is that? It's not quite a duffel bag. Now, here is what makes Axel Foley who he is, and it is a little borrowed from 48 Hours. He's a BSer. He goes in and he talks up a big game, and he lies and he lies and he lies to achieve a goal. You see that in 48 Hours when he's like in the cowboy bar, and he's like, you know, he's acting like he's actually a cop because he has Nick Nolte's badge, right? He does similar things throughout the Beverly Hills Cop movies, and I'm expecting a few scenes of that in Beverly Hills Cop 4, if they know what's good for them. Here we go. We're going to act like I write for Rolling Stone magazine. Would that carry enough clout today? I think you can get the reference. I think they're still in print. For how long, I don't know. SI, Sports Illustrated, looks like they're not actually going to put out a swimsuit issue this year. They may be out of print before that even happens, which is hilarious. You know, a good dose of get woke, go broke. I had wondered as we were getting closer to that and how sensitive everything was. I was thinking, how long can they have a swimsuit issue with like the hot girls on the cover? And it's like, okay, we'll just gradually make them not hot. And oh, it's an honor to be included as this kind of girl that's heavy, a plus size model. And then they start bringing in the boys, and that was it. And it's hard to justify anything for sports magazines. You got no sports in the magazine. If you say ESPN is on the chopping block, at least ESPN has live sports on occasion. Here we go with the Thriller and Beat It wardrobe, and he is laughing at it. Now, I suppose he could see people walking around Beverly Hills Cop 4 as if they were actually wearing music video clothes now. And this will be like largely the uniform Axel Foley carries in this movie, but no one cosplaying Axel Foley would dress like this. It's got like is it high school? No, is that police department athletic attire thing, like property of the police department athletics. But he's also got like this cut off sleeve hoodie. No one would understand what you were doing because starting with Beverly Hills Cop 2 moving forward, it is Detroit Lions jacket. Bronson Pinchot as Surge. He is so good. Always a pleasure to see Bronson Pinchot pop up in an 80s movie. Think of this as a test run for Balky from Perfect Strangers. Somewhat similar speech pattern. And you can see that in Beverly Hills Cop 4, he gets to be a bit more grating, higher pitch, a little more aggressive. At the end of Perfect Strangers, that's the way Balky was getting, and it's unfortunate that his character morphed that way. I think you can get him to do a Balky or a Serge on Cameo. It would be really cool if I got a cameo from Bronson Pinchot for my birthday. This piece, I am assuming, is completely made up. I'm assuming, you can be serious. Oh, get out of here. Oh, yeah, because I am serious. Yeah, right. Oh, Lisa Eilbacher. She, I guess coming off of An Officer and a Gentleman, she was, I think, the lone female that was in the training. But you would kind of think, oh, hey, now she's in the biggest movie of the year. What's next? Not much. I think was she in like Livewire with Pierce Brosnan before James Bond? And I don't think that went anywhere. She looks a little Sarah Connor-like with the hair, doesn't she? Slightly more restrained Sarah Connor hairstyle. Because you could kind of foreseeably get away with that look right now, but the Sarah Connor hair, that is some dated look, right? I'm talking about T1 Sarah Connor. Oh, gotta tell you, Mikey's dead. You've seen him lately? Yeah, I set him up with this job, right? And it's all kind of connected. Is it Victor Maitland? He owns the art gallery. There's a front for importing the art, but also the coffee grounds go in. You got illegal contraband imports. Serge will address this in Beverly Hills Cop 3. You know, what became of the art gallery. I think here we go, a little pick on the cheek. We are dealing with some 80s sensibilities here as far as mixed race couples in films. In something that is more directed at race, blaxploitation genre, well, the subgenre, but you may be likely to see a little more of a romance between the black lead and a white girl. Potentially. In this film, we're going for more mainstream appeal, and Eddie Murphy, he has that crossover appeals to like all demographics. He's the biggest comedian. It is a farcical to think that Kevin Hart is at any point bigger than Eddie Murphy was in the 80s, like not even close. But we do not have a love interest for Axel Foley. We really don't in the first two movies, and he kind of gets there, if I remember right, for the third one. I started watching the third one. I got halfway through and was just bored. But yeah, I was watching it like a week ago, but I think the mom from Martin Lawrence's wife from Bad Boys, something of a almost love interest of sorts. I guess we'll see how any of that maybe carries over for Beverly Hills Cop 4. Victor here, look at this. He's got like maybe a kimono. There's definitely a robe-like aspect, but yet business attire. And he doesn't look all that particularly surprised that this guy, Mikey, died. Oh, that's tragic, yeah. Jonathan Banks is just sitting here like, can't believe this guy's coming in. Didn't we see him in the hallway? And it is so simple, but I just really... Oh, yeah, look at Jonathan Banks just like, yep, he's got to die. What, you mean you didn't kill this guy when you had a chance? So simple, but he just gets thrown out the window. And that... Okay, it's not Eddie Murphy. It's clearly not... The guy doesn't even have, like, the right hair. But it's the sort of scene that you could see used in promotion material, and we got to have, like, a montage of movies we're going to run on our action block, whatever. You see that? I got thrown out a window, man. And we're going to get here with the, what's the crime for getting tossed out of a moving car? Jaywalking? Yeah, I mean, I just like it. What? There's a black guy causing a scene in Beverly Hills? Everybody onlookers. Oh, and he's got a gun. Look at the dark outfits on these cops here. It kind of reminds me of, like, the cops around Terminator 2. Like, T-1000 kind of has this sort of look. Yeah, the jaywalking line. Yeah, we got good stuff here. Oh, and who can forget the Harold Faltermeyer score? The synth, it is so iconic and perfect for this movie. I would not quite say that Beverly Hills Cop is the most 80s movie. Oh, it's in the running. It's high up there. I think one, if you had to really say, would probably be Rocky IV. I mean, Rocky IV is so 80s, it's almost entirely a music montage. You have a phone in the cell? Come on, man, this is nice. Nicest cop car, all stuff. Brace yourselves for, I don't know, irony or to not be amazed. Giant computer consoles with these like switchboards, like you're dialing the operator, which these are concepts I'm mentioning that Zoomers have no idea. Oh, but he's amazed because 1984 Detroit, no computers for the cops, right? Well, these guys got like computers at the desk. Some of them. Poor Taggart here. He's got like looks like an electronic typewriter off to the right. This is the introduction of Taggart and Rosewood. Rosewood sticks around for 3 movies. Taggart gets the first 2. Then they say he retires. Guy's 37 here. Do you feel old? That is my job, to make you feel old, right? But yeah, we've got both of these guys returning for Beverly Hills Cop 4. I am assuming that there's Bogomil, their boss, but I'm assuming, oh gosh, what's his name? I just forgot. Ronny Cox. He's pretty damn old. I am assuming that his character is dead at the start of Beverly Hills 4, and that brings about a funeral for Axel Foley to come to Beverly Hills. That is my assumption. I'm almost certainly going to be right because it mentioned something in plot synopsis. He goes to Beverly Hills because of death of a friend. And Ronny Cox already did this thing where it's like, oh, he was just hurt really bad at the beginning of Beverly Hills Cop 2. But look, we're so by the book. We have to show him how by the book we are. You get punched in the stomach by Taggart, but come on, man. Cops don't rat on each other. I ain't following no charges. No, man, I don't want to do that. Yeah, we get the idea. We're strictly by the book. How would you like to be 37 with the hairline of John Ashton here? Hey, man, we don't go on vacation to Detroit. Remember, this is before you hate Ronny Cox here. He's not Dick Jones. Oh, you already talked to Todd. He actually said I'm not staying. That doesn't sound like him at all. Beverly Hills may not be a vacation destination. Isn't that really the way you want it if you got the high property value? Keep everybody else away. The Hamptons, not a vacation destination. Beverly Hills, not a vacation destination. Well, maybe vacation home destination, but not tourism hotspot, right? And like let's say there's a difference. I like the names of most of the cops in this movie. Bogomil, that's kind of funny, but Taggart, Rosewood, Foley, Todd, whatever Reiser's called, I forgot, but he's even in the second one. Jenny's dressed to the nines, and she's got a, I think it's a car that's considered mildly classic. Like, they're not entirely cheap, but I think this might be I think it's a V8 Mercedes. You know, like the 500 series. Now, of course, older ones, the 300 SL, you know, Gold Wing, or even the convertible, much more desired. Yeah, but I still got the same crappy Chevy Nova. Look how refreshing it is to have a simple conversation in a moving vehicle in a movie. Even if, and this is likely the case, it's on a flatbed trailer being towed about town, you could almost rest assured it is in the correct town and they are actually outdoors at night talking. This is evidently too much effort to be put forth in a modern film, and I doubt we will see such a scene in Beverly Hills Cop 4. So that's not the way Netflix likes to do things. Yeah, pretty obvious we're being tailed. Dude, you gotta shut down some street to be able to pull off this U-turn like that, right? Just perfect. And by perfect, I mean like it's like blocked for the camera totally, right? Like how many tries did they give at that? Hell, you can even clearly see you had Judge Reinhold driving. And the little initials of the hotel on the robe, is that still like super posh? Eddie Murphy, you got a white girl laying on your bed. The late supper menu. Is that a printer by the door? No, by the window, maybe? I'd have to look again. No, surely it isn't. I gotta find out who killed Mikey. It's not, I gotta bring justice to the guy. I gotta kill the guy who killed Mikey. I gotta find out. Oh man, you hear Eddie Murphy laugh, man. You gotta take a shot, right? Beverly Hills Cop drinking rules. Axel F plays, take a shot. Take a drink. Is it take a drink or take a shot? He's letting them know that he knows that he's being tailed. You may not recognize Damon Wayans. With hair. Though with that hair, you can see why he went bald. Like, he went for the shaved head look quick. Last I saw Damon Wayans, he was playing the Murtaugh role in Fox's Lethal Weapon TV series, which, by the way, was bad. Less said about it, the better. You already know. They even killed off Riggs. Like, ridiculous. Did the Mythbusters ever test the banana in the tailpipe? I'd like to see that. Hell, I wonder if a modern car could get by this. I'm not, obviously a Tesla, but, you know, everything burns a little cleaner these days. So I'm just a little curious. I did notice when I was watching 3, they did like a remix of the Axel F, and they tried to like update it to be a little more house music, a little, you know, dance like remix, and it was heinous. It was not something one wants to brag about, that's for sure. Do. And don't give me this, oh, Family Guy made this popular crap. The whole point was that he's referencing it because it's something the audience already likes, and it endears your work with works of the past through association. What do we got here? I need to get a good look at that shirt. It's like, what, Mumford? Does it say police department training or something like that? Or athletics? Police athletics? Well, yeah, they put these coffee grounds through hot water. Physical ed department. Okay, so maybe it's high school. Sorry. Also, a vital thing in a Beverly Hills Cop movie, Axel Foley snooping around where he doesn't belong. Like, snooping, and then maybe he gets caught, and then he kind of does the flim-flam thing, you know, try to, like, BS his way out of it. Or there will be a scene in which he is, you know, behind the scenes of the criminal organization, I guess. Hey, that's just like what Mikey had. Jenny over here is learning that the high art world is not what she thought it was. You know what Axel should go after in 4? Exposing a charity auction Charity auction is really money laundering. Let's not kid ourselves. That's cold, Jay. It's cold. Man, when did That's Cold start? Surely it didn't start here. He didn't coin it just now, did he? Now, look, I'm not going to take a crap on Martin Brest's direction here. He gets good comedic performances out of everybody when it's called for, and the visuals allow this movie to be taken seriously in a kind of grounded way that it needs. It needs to ride the fine line. You can't make a joke of the action, right? This movie might get labeled as an action comedy, sure. It is a little lacking in the action, whereas the second film goes much more leaning towards action. And with like Tony Scott directing, I mean, it is apparent that there's a huge shift in just the visuals and everything. It is much more an action film. So yeah, this doesn't necessarily look like a Jerry Bruckheimer production as one would think nowadays, and you know, even visually, it doesn't really quite have the panache of the previous outing. Well, is it actually I think the one right before this, Flashdance, right? And that was a big hit. All right, we got to do some more sneaking here. Follow that truck, see what's in this crate. Do we still do a lot of crates? I mean, I guess you could, but you kind of need like a crowbar or a hammer to open crates up, because there's that man crate, right? I don't even know if they're in business anymore. You know, I haven't even actually had them reach out to me, so I'm going to assume no. I gotta know what's in that crate. Where are you taking it? You know, this is not Axel F playing, but I mean, it's still accompanying good enough music, isn't it? All right, now I got to come up with an explanation here. Look at the way he gets out of this situation. It's not run away. It is confront. Oh, you spot me. Oh, okay. You come here. You're in a lot of trouble, mister. Turns the tables on him. And I love the way he doesn't give people enough time to look at his badge. He'll just like wave it real quick somewhere. If I recall correctly, he does something similar in Golden Child. You know, it's an Eddie Murphy thing. Very different character in Coming to America, so doesn't have to do it. Yep, I'm the customs. Yep, I'm gonna wave this badge around. If you don't give me exactly what I want, you guys are gonna be in so much trouble. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know, but he picks up on a few of the words, a little bit of the jargon, throws it back at him. With the exception of Cleveland. I can still see Cleveland having the worst security. Story checks out. Rosewood gets quite a bit of character change. He seems kind of on the naive side. Then he becomes a gun nut in Beverly Hills Cop 2. reverts back to a kind of meek, naive guy for Beverly Hills Cop 3. You just asked me if I have a warrant? Oh, hold up. And this works because look how scared everybody else looks, too. Scared and confused. This film, rated R. It kind of surprised me it's rated R when you only see the cable version, right? Basic cable. But something that I need to kind of look in on, there is somebody from 48 Hours in this credited as Luther. Even though I mean he's obviously not playing the same character as in The Warriors. But I never saw him come up. So yeah, I mean, you guys, let me know if you see David Patrick Kelly here. Maybe he's in the strip club. Like, I don't know. All right, look, we're going to go to a place. I'm going to go there. If you don't come with me, then you're not really telling me. Oh, man, I'm going to get you guys in trouble. I didn't want that. Oh, yeah, the stakeout. Yeah, when we go get some food. Yeah, I know a good spot. I mean, I don't know if he knows a good spot, but how's he going to get them to take him to this place? Because he's not driving right now, right? I'm going to go get something to eat right now, and you can follow me or not. What is he driving? Is Jenny going to drive him and drop him off at the strip club? Like, how's this working? But it is like a smash cut to dance club interior. Perfect for you guys. And I think this would, just the cut alone, cut to, gets a laugh from the audience at the time. Now, she's uncredited, this main dancer, but those moves are really good. Like, you got to think that she put a lot of work into, like, getting the choreography right. Who knows, right? But, I mean, built pretty damn well. Look at that. Like, you don't see jelly rolls there. You don't see no muffin top, no whale tail. Yeah, sadly uncredited. I tried to look up who that is for you guys. You know, try to do a little bit of my research. Rosewood somewhat trying to fit in here, kind of jive to the beat, whatever. Taggart not really having any of it. Rosewood, I mean, trying to get involved until Axel makes fun of him for being uptight. Man, look at the legs on that girl too, man. Here's a good time for me to drop some exposition on you guys. Check out these coffee grounds I found. Yeah, okay, I know. It's like big 80s hair on the dancer, but hell, I'd go with it. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see girls looking like that these days. Not where I'm looking around. Yeah, neither of these guys are going to try to shoot up the joint over here. Trying to act like they're the Terminator. It's not David Patrick Kelly. So where the hell's David Patrick Kelly in this? It says he's like uncredited as Luther or something. Like, I don't know. It shows up on IMDb, but those could potentially be added in error. I can't seem to find a still pointing him out. Guy in the coat over there? Yeah, something's going on. It's June in L.A., man. What's he doing wearing a coat? I mean, come on, I'd be sweating my balls off wearing the wool blazer these guys are wearing anyway. What are they looking around for? What was the plan? Was this an armed robbery of a strip club? All right, girls, empty out the G-strings. Now, they do have to get a little bit creative with their censorship for a basic cable when Eddie Murphy walks over to confront the gunman. I think they zoom in, they crop the frame, I think, and also apply some blur. Vanity 6 playing. I can go either way with this song. It is both awful but good at the same time, if that makes sense. There we go. Yeah, we gotta blur these girls a little bit here. Hey, Philip, man, you changed, man. Look, I don't frequent these kind of establishments, but is there a guy who or multiple guys who work the lights at such a club? Is that normal? Also, the funny thing about this song, it just cut, but oh man, we see Axel in action, man. He's a fine young detective, But it's funny how she, like, in the middle of the song, she's bored, like Vandy's bored with her own song. Changes beat, give me, oh yeah, there's the thumbnail right there with the A-OK sign. That's it. And I think that is almost in reference to his Tay buckwheat type thing that he was doing on SNL. But yeah, Vandy's like, hey, I'm tired of this beat. Give me something I can croon to. And then she kind of like moans or whatever. And I guess she might have thought that she was old Blue Eyes for a sec. All right, now I'm going to show you guys how lying works. I was in there. They were doing their job. This is so brilliant because it's both funny and engaging, but it makes Eddie Murphy, like Axel Foley, seem like a good guy. He doesn't want these guys getting busted. So from script writing perspective, it's so brilliant. You wouldn't get this in a modern film. And look at them. They're like, no, I can't do this. I can't go along with the lie. Is that really what happened? Taggart, come on. No, sir, really? Come on, guys. He invited us to the bar and we accepted. Oh my God, you guys messed up a perfectly good lie. What are you doing? In fact, Axel, the way he presented the lie, took no credit. The two super cops with him did all the work. And that is quite the way to endear a character to the audience, isn't it? In modern society here, cop breaks up a shootout, armed robbery, whatever. No one gets hurt. Would he be reprimanded right away? Okay, you're busted, or you're going to be brought up on charges. Like, what would happen exactly? Because, I mean, we're always told things like if you work at the bank, you're not allowed to stop the robbery. You know, such things. And you guys are off the case. Foster McNabb, your turn. Oh, yeah. We were just waiting. Oh, no, not The Office. this rival pairings of cops, you see this again in another Jerry Bruckheimer film. Actually, I think Jerry Bruckheimer and Don Simpson, was Don Simpson around for Bad Boys? Because you get the same thing. How there's like a B squad that provides a little bit of assistance to Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett. Aha, it's the house from the big shootout in Commando. What, you're telling me that doesn't actually take place in wherever it was? I can't remember where it took place exactly, because he was supposed to go to a fictional country, but he didn't. He went to a different fictional country, I think, at the end. Making fun of you for talking too white. How does he know who lives here? Victor Maitland. Oh, by the way, let's assume this house has been bulldozed. It probably went on the market. They love to, spend $20 million for a tear down in Los Angeles. You can't have somebody else's dream home. You got to make it your dream home, right? By making your dream home, literally. It's out of Coors Light. I think their beer cans may look pretty similar still. Well, I just watch enough old stuff. That's all I know, right? Of course, the Chevy Nova, not a hit in Mexico. Everybody knows. Means no go. Or is it Mexico or Brazil or Portuguese, whatever. Look at that. We got a DeLorean. DeLorean pre Back to the Future. Mercedes like that, they go for absolutely nothing. At least last I checked. This was some years ago, but the older, bigger cars, as they age, it's not a pretty sight. But even worse, like one from like 20 years ago, like a 2004 BMW is like the worst car you can buy. A 7 Series. It's got all the technology going bad, all the outdated technology loaded to the brim with outdated technology going bad. And look at that, man. It's a simple scene, but we have Eddie Murphy actually in a vehicle going down a road. And you cannot beat that with green screen. I'm not sure if California plates still look like that. Kansas is getting new plates, and they kind of remind me of what other states are doing, but it's not the worst. We had some really bad plates coming, and then we had our dipshit governor was going to okay some bad plates and hope nobody notices. People spoke out, and then they had to vote on it. They made a good choice. At least we don't have front license plates. That is the worst, and that is so outdated. I can't believe the wealthy elites in Beverly Hills are still putting up with putting like front plates on their McLaren, All right, how am I going to BS my way into here? Oh, Jesus. We're doing the not quite straight voice. Yeah. Well, I took this test, HIV coming up. Yeah. Yep. Kind of something I don't think we would dare attempt in Beverly Hills Cop 4. herpes simplex. Well, yeah, he kind of messes with this a little bit, but I mean, you get where we're going with this kind of like joke angle, and this is so cutting room floor, not getting in the final release if done today. Oh, we're not going to be on no friendly terms anymore. You had me thrown out a window. Homie, don't play that. Right? Oh, you just called me cuz? And by the way, subtitle said C-O-Z for that cuz. Stephen Berkoff, right? Trying to think what else I've seen him. I've seen him in things looking similar. He's essentially the big bad in Rambo First Blood Part 2. If I remember right. I think Rambo 3, the big bad, looks a lot like him. Oh, what, your kimono thing wasn't going to be in the dress code here? The way Axel Foley is portrayed, it's perfect, but it's like it could, if you go a little too far, it could get grating and it could outlast its welcome. And I think that's a lot of the way people were viewing it in Beverly Hills Cop 4, which, despite being R-rated, most of the movie seems very PG-13. Just clip out a few F-bombs and it seems like you're looking at a PG-13 movie. And that is a film that has... It's pretty bad. The tone is completely wrong. Why did it look like there was an inflated mattress on the wall a second ago? I'm doing the police work. You guys won't because you don't go after the rich guys who own the town. Oh, but we'll listen to what you have to say. Oh, art's not the only thing he deals. It's them German bearer bonds, man. I mean, at least the Bogomil's credit here. I mean, hey, we're gonna hear you out. I mean, I witnessed everything except the drugs, but yeah, I found the coffee grounds that used to hide the drugs. What, you guys haven't heard of this coffee grounds thing? Nobody in Beverly Hills evidently knows about this. But Bogomil, he's the boss. He's the superior. He's heard of this possibility. Throw off the scent from the dogs, right? I mean, it makes it sound like I said they're smuggling dogs, but you throw the dogs off the scent, right? All right, look, Axel, we're going to levy with you. We're going to investigate this, but you have to leave. Yeah, here we go. We got this guy who's kind of like the old man. Also like in RoboCop, right? The old guy that runs OCP. You don't know his name. He's just the old man. Yeah, I'm going to mispronounce your name. Rosemont. Deal with it. You're insignificant. That's the way the way this character is being presented to the audience here. He looking down at the lowerings. Ronny Cox also underrated captain of the Enterprise. He was captain of the Enterprise, remember? Was it Jado or something? It started with like a J. Well, you tell me he can hear you through the wall? Yeah, he can. The old guy can hear you. Don't say anything. That was a quick chewing out. Man, now it's eating me up. What was his name of? Was it like Jado? Ronny Cox. I'm going to type this in. On a Bing search. Ronny Cox, Star Trek. Star Trek captain. What was he? Jellicoe. Yeah, I mean, it was funny because he showed up, made everybody get in line, did things super by the book, and Counselor Troy had to wear a real uniform. And then going forward, she just kind of stuck with it. And the weird thing is, because like anytime anybody who seems superior to Picard shows up, they're a villain. They're corrupt, right? There's some kind of problem with the way Starfleet's ran anywhere beyond Captain. But Jellicoe was a bit of an exception. And I bring that up while at the same time understanding that, the guy that played Clarence Boddicker, he was like president of the Federation in Star Trek 6, but all right. It all comes back to RoboCop in some way, right? Well, seems like you're a friend with this Mikey. You're a friend with this Axel. Guess we're going to have to kidnap you. I mean, we grew up in the same neighborhood, but come on. You know what? I'm going to say that Jenny's look in this movie, I'm going to go ahead and say it's timeless. It works. Oh, you should have lied to this guy. But then again, if we're going to do the action comedy thing, we have to have like a big spectacle finale, right? I don't think this quite reaches, action movie classic spectacle. We're kind of still in a point in action movies where we're kind of trying to develop where that goes. So the next year with Commando, we kind of have like a bigger shootout at the same location. Something I like about our office. Fairly uncluttered, simple. And Rosewood here, I mean, Judge is kind of playing it like he does it, the same character. Well, not the same, but his character in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Oh, gee, I don't know. Come on, I can't do that. But he does stop the robbery, right? He gets a promotion. He got promoted, right? If I remember right, stopping the robbery. Well, he gets in on the action here too, right? Gotta drive you out of town. I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry, Axel. All right. Well, we got to go see Jenny first, right? Oh, there's Serge behind the counter. Is he gonna make like a cappuccino? An espresso. That's it. Lemon twist. Yeah. Bronson show. Yeah. I'm so glad there was room to just simply have another scene with Bronson Pinchot, right? All right, we're going to do a little bit of more snooping. So you got rules. You're a badge in this town. You got to stay here. Did they stick around in the art gallery long enough for Rosewood to drink that espresso with the lemon twist? Which sounds nasty to me. Lemon with the coffee. Then again, if they're making espressos, maybe that's why they had the coffee grounds. Look, if I snoop around, eventually we're going to find a crate that has something important to the plot. I think a lot of this is too slow for modern audiences. You know, okay, we're going to another location to look at crates. Like, it's got to get thrown at you right away, right? Like, first thing, the crate explodes with you know, a whole bunch of exposition, right? Like, all the plot just right there. Now we have to chase. We have to run. We have to be exhausted. Dude, I've never opened anything that has, like, this wire on it like that. I mean, it's just kind of wild, isn't it? Oh, what's under the coffee? Oh, pinky finger in there, and he says it's not sugar. The coolest possible way you can do that, you got to get out the switchblade, and then you dip the pinky finger in, right? And then you know what they say, right? It's pure. There you go. That's all you need to do. I'm a little annoyed. And Jenny, you certainly were involved. I tried to warn you by coming to your office. Look at these guys who are going to rough you up. I mean, they got this sort of like mafia look, right? They don't look like tough guys. Like, this is not the, top of the card for the WWE. Which nowadays, we would need that dragon for the villain, right? And he'd have to be like a wrestler. He'd have to be like somebody with a history somewhere. Wrestler, maybe an ex-NFL player, something like that, right? We have to have like a formidable foe, not just some dudes. Somebody's dad over here, right? Does this mean I'm fired? Do. No, man, you'd almost would hope Rosewood would have jumped in by now. Oh, what? Actual action in Beverly Hills? Rosewood, you gotta follow that car, man. Oh, yeah, you heard her. I'll kill you, right? Uh-huh, yep. It'd be a neat trick, because you're going to be dead already. Jonathan Banks, you want to like, get a lick back in after that embarrassment at the restaurant? Jonathan Banks, his star certainly is brighter more in recent years. I wonder if he ever had some kind of other encounter with Eddie Murphy. I also like how race is not really at the forefront. It's more at the front of 48 Hours. But and the pairing. Oh, you got the racist cop with the alcoholism, and he's got to be paired with the black convict, right? But it's not like all the white guys are against Axel the whole time. They heard him out. He gave them good tips. They're following in on the leads, that sort of stuff. Oh, you're the one that hit me in the back? Action stars of the day. They take a few hits to the stomach like this. I mean, Commando Arnold like Hulk smashes like a dozen guards and cops just off of him, right? And then it just can't even be restrained. Oh, Rosewood, that was not the greatest looking shooting right there. All right, Rosewood, you got a body count now. We are assuming he hasn't shot anybody before. Sorry, Sarge. Oh, well, these guys will rat on you for sure. B squad over here. Look at the fancy way of which we can track a call, guys, from a car. On the road. Oh, man, this is high-tech shit, isn't it? Kind of keep you guys out of the action. Taggart's going to jump in for the assist. A little bit of that I wasn't always a cop stuff out of Axel over here. Are those Adidas Sambas? Those shoes? I think they are. Is it called Samba? Everything about Maitland's true, man. I had to shoot a guy. Everything. Come on, he kidnapped a gal. We got to go in probable cause. Let's go. Search warrant in 20 minutes. Come on. I do wonder if, and we do get like the bigger finale, logistics wise for Beverly Hills Cop 2. It's like, hey, we got to get to an airport, airfield. We got to get on an airplane, right? Would they more likely be fleeing the city? Or would you kidnap a gal who people are going to be looking for? And it's going to be like Serge is going to be there for espresso with the lemon twist, not see her. You don't want to have to deal with Serge, right? Let me get a shotgun. So yeah, you want to kidnap a gal and bring her back to your place? Because that's not going to fly. We're still doing kind of fun with the music, but it's not like we're going too far with this. We're not making light of the action. Remember, said don't tell Bogomil. Dude held up his end of the bargain. Foley's on the grounds. No, I'm not talking about coffee grounds. Please think they're so fancy. Look, I even have my own bespoke line art graphic on the wall of all the, I don't know what we got going exactly there, but somebody gets through the whole garden blinks, I guess, with one light in the middle. It might be the kind of prop that you could find somewhere online. All right, now look, I told you we're not making light of the action. So these two kind of bumbling around, unable to get over this wall, it's not making fun of the action. It's not quite there. Axel does not look armed appropriate for this, man. There's no telling how many goons Maitland's got working for him for a house like this. He can afford it. Oh yeah, that little pause there is our old computer system right there, brings up the guy's name who lives there. All right, look, we're going to try this again. You give me a boost. Mind you, the guy's 37. It's not like he's supposed to be like 50, I don't think. That doesn't... Am I wrong, or does that not look like the same wall? Because look, you see that guardrail decked up like that as he goes across it, but I don't think he was... When he's being lifted up by... I don't think it looked the same on the other side. Could be wrong. Squibs all over the place, yep. We don't bother with squibs anymore because that requires someone setting it up and precision. You can't really match the shot later if you have to do another take. I mean, you can't do it efficiently. Whoa, Rosewood. That's 2 for Rosewood. And look at this. The music drops out. We're trying to get into more of the serious action here. Yeah, I'm the bad guy. I've got sunglasses. Oh, come on. That is not Eddie Murphy doing the flip. Well, the roll, anyway. Surely not. Bogomil's like, okay, I gotta get strapped. Let's go. What are they doing? It's like, I'm hunting wabbits. Taggart over there going for this walk. Showing how by the book we are. You better freeze. You're gonna be under arrest, Look at that 80s gun hop right there. He hops into the Weaver stance, and it's like, not something that you see these days, right? Uh-oh, Jonathan Banks. He's got a shotgun. Maybe I should look. Did I hit him? Nope. Not a bad pad. Did Axel pick up this gun? I thought he had some revolver, but now he's got like, it looks like a 45. It looks like a Colt 911, but 1911, but maybe I'm wrong. But I don't think he was using that gun a second sooner. But I mean, if they picked up a gun off anybody, wouldn't it have been a machine gun? I mean, look, I could be wrong. Go back and watch again and see that he wasn't working a revolver the whole time. Who knows? Yeah, kind of a simple way to off Jonathan Banks here, right? He just walked around the corner and he shot him. Is that enough for an action comedy these days? It kind of needs to be like bigger, right? Aha, I'm the boss and I have a gun too. Murphy plays this pretty good. You get shot in the shoulder, your arm is kind of like rendered obsolete. Dan Marino looking guy. We better get out of here. Cops are all over the place. Guys, just put on the brakes. You don't have to hit each other. Jeez. I miss seeing cops with the expensive light array on top because it helps identify the police. You don't get the feeling that you're being pulled over by some fake cop. You only got one arm. How steady is your shot? Man, Bogomil just kind of like interrupted this moment. But Jenny gave him a good elbow, a little self-defense training, right? Okay, fine. We'll take the being under arrest, all right? All right, hands are up. And yeah, we get a happy ending here, but it's not like there's no implication here that he's riding off in the sunset with Jenny, right? And a little bit of Foley's Detroit policing has rubbed off on the cops of Beverly Hills. They are learning to lie. Oh, come on. This was the by the book guy. Okay, he's not going to lie, right? He comes up with a great lie. She accidentally discovered a large substance called cocaine. Yeah, that's it. He's saying this like he's making it up on the fly, but it works. You'd think he thought it out real well. Her report, yes. Are they going to be so bold to use fentanyl in Beverly Hills Cop 4 instead of cocaine? I was like, we're trying to make this an 80s movie, right? Let's make it cocaine. In the course of defending ourselves, we shot several suspects, yeah, so can't really investigate that. You expect me to believe that report? That's the report I'm filing, sir. Now that was said so official, matter of fact, police captain sort of talk, right? Taggart, you had a problem with going along with lies earlier. What are you going to do? Yeah, Chief, it was just like what the lieutenant... I'm sorry, I called him a captain, but yeah. All right, finally. Don't be a hard ass. Congratulations are in order. Nice. Yeah, write that report out. Mm-hmm. A little restrained Eddie Murphy laugh right there. That's an order. You can't just say, oh, it doesn't hurt that bad. You actually have to go to the hospital. Potentially worse than the conch on the head. How many favors? Yeah, no kidding. Favors used up. Inspector Todd. How high ranking is Inspector for Detroit? Because some places it's not chief, it's constable. So I don't really know how the ranking system works. First thing in the morning, you have to have a report and you're going to talk to Inspector Todd? Now, this bill, it wouldn't be bad by today's standards, but making money was a little tougher in 84. Beverly Hills Police Department picking up that hotel. Guys, this might be more expensive than you thought. $95 a piece for a robe sounds pretty reasonable in 2024. Whenever you're dripping wet, I want you to think about our friendship, Billy. Yeah, huh? Taggart, you get one too. Come on. Oh yeah, I put 3 of them in my bag, man. These things are better than the clothes I actually came with. Look at the just kind of restrained way this ends. It's not huge bang. You know, it's a little ending coda type of moment here. You guys got to follow me anyway, right? Okay, sure. Oh, we're going to go to another strip club? And we end on a freeze frame, which is something of an edict for a Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer production. And that is Beverly Hills Cop for you. What do you think? Does it hold up? Do you think maybe it drags a little bit? Did we do a little too much searching for crates? Let me know in the comments below. Till next time, adios.